you forget to do that.
Everybody get stats? We got stats. We got stats. Yeah. He came in week before, right? Yeah. Right.
All right, everybody ready? All right, good win. You know, it's good to be 6-0, and you know, probably the fastest we've been bowl eligible around here in a while. But nobody's really talking about that. Our goals, you know, are much higher, and you know, this was a tough, hard-nosed game. You know, Boston College. First of all, they're well coached. They're very, very physically tough football team, and they don't quit. So, you know, we hit a little lull there, and they battled hard, but I like how our team responded. You know, we got our backs against the wall a couple of times and really responded very well. We were really good in short yardage today. 4th and 1, obviously, it was good to see us, you know, kind of have a knockout punch right there. Really challenged Ellington and our guys at the half. To try to get a little something going in the running game, and Andre really answered the bell. He stepped up for us, you know, 120 yards today. And Sammy Watkins continues to play very well. But 500 yards of offense. You know, we kicked a lot of field goals, but we scored 3 touchdowns. That's more than we've scored in 2 years combined against these guys. So a lot of progress in that area, but still got a lot of improving. really proud of Catanzaro. 5 field goals. You know, the points are critical against these guys. Last year, we couldn't seem to make a field goal against these guys, and it really cost us. And today, he stepped up and was a big difference in the game for us. Defensively, I think we held them to about 258. We bent a little bit. They got a good drive right before the half and really, you know, running the stretch and you know, we kind of bent a little, but we didn't break. We got some things corrected, and overall did a really, really good job. We continue to execute our plan to win, and that's really the key in us winning. It starts with effort. Our guys are playing hard. Turnover margin, you know, we won that again. I think we created 2 turnovers. One of them set up a score for us. I think we're +5 on the year now, maybe in turnover margin, and that's critical. We continue to have more big plays than the opponent. We're the least penalized team again. You know, we're doing a good job from an assignment standpoint for the most part, and we won special teams, and that's really our plan to win from a big picture standpoint when we you know, look at some critical factors. And we've done a good job every week in that area. And again, it's no accident that we're 6-0 because we got good players and you know, no turnovers on the offensive side. Cole Stout coming in 6 for 10. It was good to see him respond, although he starts out down there in the red zone, then he goes back and he's on his own 1-yard line. You know, not exactly the ideal situation you'd want your rookie quarterback in, but he took care of the football and, you know, made good decisions and really stepped up. And I thought, you know, like I said, just did a really good job. Malachi Goodman, Tig Willard, a couple guys that just continue to play well. I thought Malachi really took a step forward today. Cody Sensabaugh is another guy that's been very, very solid for us all season. But again, just a good win. We're happy, but we got a lot to correct. We'll have a lot to teach from off of this film. I think we've got a lot of guys in the game, which is good. And, you know, we'll see if we can keep it going this week. I know you're going to ask me about Taj. The only thing I know is they did an X-ray here, and it was you know, checked out fine. But, you know, you want to – we took him over to do an MRI just to make sure. Sometimes, you know, an X-ray doesn't show everything, so you follow through with an MRI just to get confirmation one way or the other. So, really, you know, praying for positive news there on him, but it was kind of in his hip area. So we'll like I said, hope for the best right there. And with that, I'll take questions.
Is there an early prognosis on what the injury could be?
No, like I said, I mean, until you know, there was no broken bone or anything like that on the X-ray here. So, you know, hopefully it's just a muscular, you know, type of deal. But until we see the MRI, it's no sense in speculating.
Speculating the extent of the injury, but are you already thinking prepare Cole to start next week, or is that you just going to wait?
Way too early for that. Like I said, I mean, you know, we won't. We have no idea. Might just be a deep bruise. I mean, you know, have no idea how he's going to feel tomorrow. He actually was walking much better in the locker room than he was. He was having a hard time walking out on the field, so that was good to see. But you know, it's just a complete waste of time at this point to even speculate on anything. You know, our plan right now is for him to be great and be ready to go next week. But if he's not, we've got to get the next guy ready. But you know, we won't know until we know.
Talk about how he played before the injury.
Taj played well. I thought he was outstanding. You know, just really, you know, continues to improve. I thought he was off to a great game. I mean, he was really performing well. He was running the ball very well. You know, it's unfortunate he didn't get to finish the game, but made some big throws, and you know, like I said, was on his way to a very, very solid outing.
How would you describe Cole's performance?
Solid, very good. You know, I mean, again, the young man, he's a true freshman. He hadn't really played since the first game, and like I said, he comes in his first snap. He's down there deep in the red zone, and then he comes back. His next play is on the 1-yard line. You know, so I thought he did a heck of a job. You know, the ball security was excellent. There's a lot that goes into our offenses from a ball handling standpoint and a timing and cadence and all that. We got to get him to be a little louder. He was a little quiet a couple times. So, you know, but did an excellent job. Excellent job.
Chad said that he takes the same amount of reps that Taj does
Yep.
during the week and runs the same exact plays, so no sense in dumbing down the playbook for him.
No. He was here this spring, and you know, the thing about Cole is he's a very mature, you know, young player. He works hard at it. He prepares every week, and he pays attention. You know, even though he hasn't played much, he's sitting in the room and he's listening to corrections and coaching that we're given to Taj, and he's trying to get better through those mental reps. Even though he doesn't have a lot of physical reps on tape, you know, he's just like a sponge, and you know, the more he plays, the more he'll improve, because again, he's focused and he's about the right things.
But, you know, people talk about coaches' sons. I'm curious, do you see in him, as far as him picking things up, somebody who's been around a dad and a brother who really played at a high level?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost, and that's what I'm saying about Cole. And I actually said that this spring. You know, he didn't look like your typical true freshman. You know, he just really wasn't overwhelmed with, you know, the moment, the stage at all this spring. He really grasped the offense. But, yeah, he's grown up around it. His dad played for, I don't know, forever in the NFL, Cliff Stout. His brother's is, you know, a good player as well, and is playing down at Ole Miss. So he's just been around it his whole life, and, you know, and he's talented. I mean, it's one thing to be a coach's son, but you got to have some talent. And he's a very talented player, but he's just wise beyond his years.
Brandon Thomas injured or just winged?
I think he's just a little banged up. I think, you know, I'll know more tomorrow once we get a full report from him in the morning. But you know, he's been battling a little shoulder deal, but I think he's going to be okay. Bellamy? Injury? What about him? Thought he gave us a good spark second half.
Internal issue?
You mean not playing the first half? Yeah, he just, you know, team discipline. You know, wish we could have had him available in the first half, but you know, he just, you know, we got a team here, and you know, we hold these guys accountable. But I thought he came in the second half and really sparked us, and really a guy we're going to continue to build around and continue to, you know, let him mature as a player. But he's got to do his part.
Did you kind of have to break the team out a little bit of a funk after Boyd's injury? It seemed like there was maybe a little bit of tall Casper watching the guy come off in a cart.
Well, there was a lull. I mean, we definitely had a little bit of a staleness there for a little spurt, but they responded. And, yeah, we got after them. We challenged them. And, you know, it was good to see them, you know, recover. And I'm really proud of the 4th and 1. That was a critical moment. And, I mean, it was, you know, down and around, ran a little counter play and just had it up perfect and creased them. So that was a knockout punch for us. It was good to see us do that.
Almost seemed like the lull came between Taj's injury and the personal foul call.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that personal foul call happened, it seemed like they came back to
Yeah,
life.
that was probably the most disappointing thing. And, I had to see it on tape. You know, I'm sure it was a personal foul, but we'll see it tomorrow. But it is what it is, you know, but that don't mean we give up a touchdown. You know, let's reload, let's get a stop, and let's just keep playing. Hold them to a field goal, whatever. So that was probably a little disappointing. We you know, didn't recover from that, and we gave up the 6 points. But, again, they came back, and they didn't get anything else the rest of the game. And, you know, that's a credit to Coach Steele and the staff. They did a good job. They had a couple little things going on us and hit some cutbacks, and, you know, we missed a couple tackles here and there. But, again, they're a physical football team. And, you know, they're not as far away as people think. They're missing a few guys, and I think they only started maybe one senior on both sides of the ball today. So they're a young football team that's just going to get better.
After Boston College scored that second touchdown, it did seem like your defense really stepped up. Can you explain?
Well, they weren't happy. You know, they were frustrated, disappointed, and, you know, they responded very well. That's what you want them to do, and it helped that the offense was able to create some energy, and that's what this team has really done. This team, whenever we've you know, had a tough moment offensively, defense has picked them up. Whenever we've had a lull defensively, offense has picked them up. Special teams was incredibly solid today, just like last week, and you know, hopefully we can keep doing that, and that's what you want in your team. You want your team to complement each other, and it's not going to always be great. You're not going to stop them every time. It's not going to go in the basket every time. But hopefully you can just, you know, complement each other and pick each other up. And that's what being a team's all about.
Coach, speaking of energy, the crowd really seemed to step it up, especially in the second half. With
Yeah.
The defense really needed that support.
Yeah, our crowd was awesome, and they've been that way all year long. But as you said, late in the second half, I thought they got on them and really became a factor in the game. And it was good to see that because I think our players were feeding off of that. So it was really, really good job by our crowd.
What's the word on Stephon Anthony's injury?
He could have played today. If we were playing for the championship today, he would have played. But you know, you don't expect guys to get hurt on Thursday. In fact, I didn't even know about it until I walked off the field, got back over here Thursday evening. He just rolled his foot and had a little midfoot sprain, and you know, it was one of those deals that so it's Thursday, you know, and we could have gone ahead and played him, but then you might have a lingering effect, and so we were like, if we can just let him, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even Monday, just let him do nothing, we'll get him back, you know, 100% and ready to go. But I wish we'd have had him out there today. He could have helped us.
I know he's been banged up, but just talk a little bit more about Ellington and how important moving forward to have him continually get a bigger chunk of the offense.
Yeah, well, he feels good. You know, he feels healthy, and you know, I thought that you know, he's gutted out a couple of performances for us being banged up, but I think he's you know, right at 100%, and he's chomping at the bit, and I think he needed that today as bad as anybody. You know, 22 touches, 120 yards, 5.3. It was good to see him get loose on a couple of long ones, and I think he'll feed off of that. He's just too good a player. He's just too good a player. He's going to erupt at some point if you keep feeding him the ball, and that's what we did today, and he got it done. But I like where he's at right now. It was good to see him to respond. We hadn't done anything against these guys. I mean, we had 500 yards of offense. We hadn't been able to run for 50 yards on these guys. They led the nation last year in rush defense. They're very sound schematically, and they recruit very well. They just got some young guys that's going to grow up. I promise you, this defense next year at Boston College, they'll be one of the best around once again.
How did Sammy's 62-yard catch look from your perspective?
It was great. You know, we work hard on teaching the guy to go up over a guy. We got a great drill for that. No, I'm kidding. And I mean, he just, you know, that's DNA right there. Just, in fact, that's what I said on the headset. I mean, I just said, wow, man, that's just recruiting. Our guy was better than their guy. It was a great throw. It was a heck of a throw because he put it up there high where Sammy could go get it. But, I mean, I don't know how you have better coverage. I mean, but if we get you in a one-on-one situation, we're going to take shots. That's one thing we've proven we'll do because we like the matchups. I mean, we feel like that, you know, we can make the play or get a pass interference or, you know, we'll just reload, 2nd and 10, go to the next play. But that was a game-changing play right there. Great catch.
A game you had pretty much under control all the way. Just what are your thoughts on settling for 5 field goals instead?
Well, we missed some opportunities. We had a couple of guys open where we just didn't execute, especially right there before the half. We had a guy in the flat, we didn't take it, and they batted the ball down. So that was disappointing that we especially kicked a couple of short ones. But, you know, hey, you got to find a way to win. They count too, and 15 points is 15 points. And when you got a good defense like we have, how many did they have? 14? We'd have still won 15-14. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. You know, we hadn't kicked a lot of field goals this year. We really hadn't kicked many. We've been scoring a lot of touchdowns. So, you know, it's good to see Catanzaro be challenged. I mean, he's on full scholarship too. And it was good to see him be challenged and see Sebeski go in there. He did a good job snapping. And Dawson, you know, a new holder this week. So I feel good about it. I mean, obviously, I want touchdowns, but at the end of the day, you got to take what's there and make the best of it, and we made the best of it.
Went out early with, not early, but went out with like
I
shoulder.
took him out. No, he wasn't his shoulder. He had his foot was sore. He's all right. He had a little sore foot, and I took him out and really was going to try to hold him as long as I could. And then we threw him back in there the second half and let him play. And then we got him back out again. But he's fine. He's fine. He could have played. He could have played every snap. Sorry.
This day a year ago, y'all were 2-3, coming off 3 losses. This year, same date, you're 6-0, got momentum. How's it feel personally? How's it feel in the locker room? Just tell me about that.
Well, that's one thing I've learned as a head coach. It's a lot better 6-0 than 2-3. So it feels great. I mean, that's what the objective is, to try to win. Our players are really happy to be where we are right now because this is what we set out to do. We're chasing perfection. We've got one team with one dream, and we're trying to protect our dream every single week. We put that belt on the line, and we're trying to protect it. And so far, we've been able to do that, and so it feels good. But we just have done a good job of refocusing every single week, and they understand the big picture. The only way we're going to accomplish our bigger goals is just to stay committed, stay focused, stay humble, stay hungry, keep working to get better. We've got a lot of improving to do, and they'll see that when we turn the film on Saturday. So just one at a time. That's all we're trying to do.
How do you encourage a young player like Sharon Peak, who obviously has so much promise, but he dropped that ball in the end zone? How do you encourage them to sort of shake that off?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them. You missed an opportunity right there. But I went over and I told him, I said, hey, man, listen, that won't be the last ball you'll ever drop. I said, let's learn from it. First of all, you're wide open. It's almost like a layup, or them little short putts that a lot of us miss, them gimmies, them easy ones. You just kind of take it for granted a little bit. And he's got great hands. He is a great player. And we really want to get him going. And that was a missed opportunity for him. But my comment to him was, listen, learn from it. Finish it with your eyes. When you're that wide open, you just stay dialed in on your fundamentals. Finish it with your eyes before you start planning your celebration dance, okay? Finish it with your eyes, okay? Just focus on the fundamentals. But he'll be fine. As I told him, hey, you're going to have a million opportunities. Put it behind you. Don't let it affect you on the next play. And I'll be doggone if we don't run the reverse with him and we don't do a good job at the line of scrimmage and he gets tackled. So he had a rough day. But he'll come back, and we're going to keep involving him because we really, really like Sharon Peak, and he's as talented as anybody we have out there.
So you're going to continue snapping field goals?
Well, we had a situation. Fagenbaum's done a great job. Heck, I think we're 10 of 13 since he became the snapper. And he got banged up in his AC joint up at Virginia Tech. And, you kind of get to thinking we don't have anybody else that's even snapped on this team. And Sebeski is really good. I mean, we've really been wanting to kind of get him in there. We just really hadn't had the opportunity to get him out there. And there's a little more banging and clanging on the field goal extra point than punt, where you're a little bit more spread and they can't hit the center and all that stuff. So, we decided this week this would be a good opportunity to try to get Sebeski in there because, like I said, he does a great job. He does a super job of snapping the ball, and hopefully we can continue to do it. First of all, it protected Fagenbaum's shoulder, but secondly, hopefully we can develop both of those guys, and both of them can just work on one craft. They have to cross over, but that's what we'd like to do. So we'll see. I was happy for Sebeski today how he did.
Fagenbaum did punch today, though.
Yeah, did an excellent job. Excellent job. He's been great all year. Fagenbaum's been solid, very solid.
Do you have any thoughts about after Colt went in that maybe you should have played him more at any time during the season, just to get more experience?
I don't know when that would have been. No, that was the last thing on my thought. Maybe if we could have not had some of those tight games, but no. He prepares every week. I mean, he prepares, and like we said earlier, he reps, same amount of reps, same plays. It's in the same meetings. You just got to trust your coaching and trust your preparation, and go play on game day, and he did a good job.
Boyd's MRI, is that ongoing tonight, or is that?
No, they were. Heck, I'll probably know here shortly. They took him on over there, so it was, when I was in the locker room, they said it'd be about 45 minutes probably when we'd find out.
Helmet to the leg, or do you know exactly what happened?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I have to see it on film.
Anything else?
All right, thanks guys.